Hello everybody. So yesterday we learned how to make like rectangles with specific dimensions on the ground, and today we're now going to turn those rectangles into three-dimensional shapes. We're going to be making kind of different shapes looking like this. That's kind of our end goal for the day. So with that said, let me show you how. So we're going to go to SketchUp, obviously create a new place, and I always like to position my center kind of in the bottom left. And I'm going to show you how we make it. Well, to make a three-dimensional shape, you always start with the base. So for example, I'm going to take a rectangle, I'm going to place it down, and right after I release my click, when I click, I've created my rectangle, and down here are my dimensions. And I want to change them. So before I do anything else, I just immediately start typing the dimensions of my base. And so I'm going to make this one 20 feet, comma. So it's going to be 20 feet by 19 feet 6 inches. And I use the apostrophe for the inches, and you can see it down here, 20 feet, comma 16 inches, and I hit enter, and it changes that shape. So now I have a length and a width, but we're looking for 3 dimensions. So what I then use is the push-pull tool to then grab it, and I lift it up. And it doesn't matter how high I lift it, as soon as I release it, I then type the height. I want this to be 12 feet 9 inches tall, and I hit enter. And now if we look at it, I can use my dimension tool, and I can see that I've made it 20 feet by 19 feet 6 inches with a height of 12 feet 9 inches. And just like that, I've created specific three-dimensional shapes. Let me do another one. Okay, so again, I start with the rectangle. You start with the base. I'm going to make this one 10 feet, and again, watch my dimensions down here. I don't click anywhere. I just start typing, comma 6 feet 4 inches. I use the apostrophe, and I hit enter. And boom, I have my rectangle down here at the bottom. And now I use the push-pull tool to lift it up. And as you can see, it doesn't matter where I put, because as soon as I release it, I can then just make it 8 feet tall, and I hit enter. And I've now created a shape that is, I'll get my dimension tool, 10 feet by 6'4" with a height of 8 feet. Okay, so now that we've seen how to make these three-dimensional shapes in different boxes with specific dimensions, let me show you kind of a little bit of what we can do with that. So let's make another three-dimensional shape off here. So we use the rectangle tool, and I'm going to make the base. I'm going to make it 19 feet, comma 25 feet. I'm going to make kind of like a bigger shed, right? I'm going to use that push-pull tool. I'm going to lift it up 6 feet. Now I've got it lifted up 6 feet from there. Now what I'm going to do from here is now I'm going to kind of create a little bit of a roof here on this. I'm going to create a roof line on it. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to use the line tool. And with this line tool, I'm going to find the middle. What it does is it shows you where the midpoint of a side is. I'm going to click, and I'm going to lift it up. And notice it's the color blue, and it says on blue axis. So I'm going to lift that line up, and you got to make sure you're on it. And so I'm just going to click, and I'm going to make this 9 feet tall. So I have this line now sticking up right in the middle, looking like that. And what I can do is I can take the top of that and connect it to the sides. And what I'm just creating now is a roof line. Now, if I push-pull right now, unfortunately, it doesn't quite work. It looks a little funky because of that line in the middle. So what I have to do is I have to erase it. I need to erase that line. And then I can go ahead and grab that push-pull tool and bring it across and kind of put it on that other face. And now I've created a little three-dimensional shape that's starting to look more like a home. Another way of doing a roof with that line tool is also crisscrossing, going from one corner to another corner, just like that. And then you use the move tool. where you can grab that center, that endpoint, and you can lift it up. And you can actually even let go and give it a specific height you want to lift it. And now what we've done is we've created a pyramid rooftop. So if I get my dimensions here, again, we'll see that 19 feet by the 25 feet, and then I lifted it up 6 feet. But then you can also click here and click here. You can it's a little trickier to do, but you can see just where that is at and the height of it and all that kind of fun stuff. So there's ways to look at it in different ways and just to see your dimensions. But that's how you're going to make three-dimensional shapes. Thanks.